Amidst the vast ocean, there are stories buried by violent waves. We all know of Robinson Crusoe, but few know that this character was based on a real person of flesh and blood. Robinson Crusoe is an English adventure novel by Daniel Defoe, first published on the 25th of April, 1719. Alexander Selkirk, a hot-headed sailor who was left alone on a deserted island for over 4 years. This is not a fairy tale about adventure. This is the most brutal survival battle in maritime history. Welcome to the story of Alexander Selkirk. Alexander Selkirk was the son of a shoemaker and tanner in Scotland. He was a Scottish privateer and Royal Navy officer. Born in 1676 in Scotland, Selkirk was a rebellious child who frequently caused trouble with local authorities. 1703 marked the golden age of privateers, pirates licensed by the British government to attack Spanish ships. The ship was part of a 1703 expedition commanded by William Dampier, who captained the accompanying ship, the 26-gun St. George, with a complement of 120 men.
All hands on deck! We're taking on
In 1703, he joined an expedition to plunder Spanish ships under the guise of an English privateer. On the ship's Cinque Ports, Selkirk served as the navigator. He frequently quarreled with Captain Thomas Stradling regarding the condition of the ship. Selkirk believed the ship was too rotten and would sink at any moment. In October 1704, when the ship stopped at the Juan Fernández Islands, Selkirk made a life-changing decision. He declared that he would stay on the island rather than continue on that floating corpse. Captain Stradling immediately agreed.
I will stay on this island, rather than continue on that floating corpse. Agreed. You leave me no choice but to survive here. Go then, and good riddance! No, wait! Come back! Don't leave me here alone! Please, I'm sorry!
A small wooden chest on the sand, a musket, a pound of gunpowder, a knife, a cooking pot, and a Bible. In the early months, loneliness was his greatest enemy. He dared only to stay near the shore, eating shrimp and crabs and weeping in despair. Hordes of raucous sea lions, gathering on the beach for the mating season, eventually drove him to the island's interior. Once inland, his way of life took a turn for the better. More foods were available there. Feral goats, introduced by earlier sailors, provided him with meat and milk, while wild turnips, the leaves of the indigenous cabbage tree, and dried skenis fruits, pink peppercorns, offered him variety and spice. Selkirk proved resourceful in using materials that he found on the island. He forged a new knife out of barrel hoops left on the beach, built 2 huts out of pepper trees, one of which he used for cooking and the other for sleeping, and employed his musket to hunt goats and his knife to clean their carcasses. As his gunpowder dwindled, he had to chase prey on foot. During one such chase, he was badly injured when he tumbled from a cliff, lying helpless and unable to move for about a day. His prey had cushioned his fall, probably sparing him a broken back. His clothes wore out. He made new ones from hair-covered goatskins using a nail for sewing. As his shoes became unusable, he did not need to replace them, since his toughened, calloused feet made protection unnecessary. Every day, he reads the Bible aloud to preserve his voice and his faith. As time passed, weeks turned into months and then into years. To keep from going mad, he danced and sang for the goats and cats. He found serenity in absolute solitude, finding it a comfort in his situation and a prop for his English. He became the king of this island, a kingdom without subjects, only himself. His survival skills reached an elite level. He learned to identify edible plants, to supplement vitamins, and avoid scurvy. Unfortunately for Selkirk, both were. Being British and a privateer, he would have faced a grim fate if captured, and therefore did his best to hide. Once he was spotted and chased by a group of Spanish sailors from one of the ships. His pursuers urinated beneath the tree in which he was hiding, but failed to notice him. They fired their guns into the forest, but luckily, they did not find the king hidden within.
¡Fuego! ¡Sí, capitán! ¡Desembarquen! ¡Formen filas! ¡Avanzando! ¡Listos para marchar!
Once again, he was alone. The would-be captors then gave up and sailed away. But this time, he felt he belonged to the island more than ever. Just as Selkirk had predicted, the Cinque Ports sank off the coast of Colombia. Most of those who had abandoned him were dead. February 1, 1709, 2 English ships appeared. This time, they were his countrymen. Selkirk lit a large fire to signal them. Captain Woodes Rogers sent men to the island. The rescuers were terrified. They saw a creature that looked like a wild animal, but spoke English. He had forgotten the taste of bread and wine. Leather shoes made his feet hurt because he was too used to walking barefoot. After 4 years and 4 months, Alexander Selkirk finally left his kingdom. Returning to England, his story became a sensation. He became wealthy and famous.
Have you heard of Alexander Selkirk?
The castaway. Tell us more.
He lived alone on an island for 4 years.
4 years? How did he survive?
By his wits and God's grace.
But Selkirk never found peace again. He said,
"Oh, my beloved island. I wish I had never left it."
He died of yellow fever in 1721 while at sea. A life that began with rebellion and ended in longing for the deserted island. Thank you for following the journey of Alexander Selkirk. Don't forget to click subscribe to discover more interesting historical stories.